Alright guys, welcome back. It's your boy Mousy, and today I'll be showing you guys how to make a sink like this. I ended up posting a short a while back of me just like using it, and I've been getting a lot of comments and stuff asking if I can make a video on how to make this, so I'm gonna show you that. Super simple and pretty cheap, collapsible, take it camping, and I'm gonna be using it for when I work and stuff, so stay tuned.
Mousy Motors.
Alright, so if I'm being honest, the old one I had to buy a new little pump. The old one actually gave out on me. I left it outside for quite a while without charging it, and so I did have to buy a new one. If you do use this type of pump, then I recommend to keep it charged or maybe out of the sun. Okay, so first things first, you're gonna have to get two buckets and then one lid with one of the buckets. Um, it don't matter where you kind of get them from. They're pretty much all the same size. I believe 5 gallons. I just got mine at Harbor Freight. I ended up getting this one for free, or this one for free, and then paying for this lid from one of the promotions they did. And this one I had bought it a while back ago. I believe it was like $4. The lid was about $2. So in total, you'll spend about $10 for two buckets and a lid, depending on where you buy it. You can buy one at Home Depot, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, wherever they sell these buckets. So two buckets and then one lid. And the reason why you need the lid is so that when you stack it, this lid's gonna be holding up that bucket and then kind of give you some height. All right, and the next thing you want to do is just measure the diameter of the bucket. They're probably all gonna be the same, but about 12 inches in diameter on the outer part of the plastic. And the reason you're going to want to do that is because you're going to have to buy a bowl that's going to measure that perfectly. And this one right here, just about the inner diameter is a little bit under 12 inches. So this one fits perfectly. I did end up buying a plastic one at first and decided to go with this metal one just because it's more deeper, and I like the metal look better. I feel like it's going to be more durable and maybe not break over time or whatever. So I ended up buying this at Fry's. I think I paid about $13, somewhere around there. So as long as it can fit in the bucket and be held on top of it, then it should be working perfectly. And you do want something with a flange like this, so something with a nice lip or edge on it would be nice. Alright, and so I made this a while back ago, so I already have the holes cut out in this bowl, but I just used a drill and I drilled it against this block. I still have the old block that I used when I first made this, so these are the holes that were created from that. But what you want to do is just grab a drill and a drill bit and just drill out your holes one by one. And you just want to create a couple holes at first and kind of go little by little, just because the more holes you have, the more flow you're going to have as far as the water draining. So if you want your water to kind of be held in this bowl a little bit longer, then you would drill less holes. And if you want more of a faster flow or a faster drain, then drill more holes. So just start out, with a couple, and then, add more if you want more of a draining. And yeah, so only do a little bit at a time. And then after that, I didn't do this last time, but when you drill in, you're gonna have these nice little sharp edges on the bottom. So I'm just gonna go clean those up now and kind of remove those. Just prevent from me getting cut or anybody else getting cut in the future. So I will do that now. All right, so and for us to clean this up, we're just gonna use this file that I already had on hand. So you're just gonna slowly remove those snags, and just to keep it safe. All right, so I just cleaned up all those holes, so no more chance of anybody getting hurt or getting some metal caught in their finger. It's gonna be how it looks, so nice and smooth. Yep. All right, so the next thing is gonna be your dispenser, your water dispenser. This on Amazon I paid about $11, and this is supposed to go onto a 5-gallon jug or one of these smaller jugs. and it kind of sits on there perfectly and has a line going down to the bottom. When you open the package, this is how your dispenser is going to come. It's going to come simple like that, and this is also going to come with a line with something to weigh down the line at the end of it, so that right there. To me personally, I think this line is pretty flimsy, so I ended up using a gas line for a motorcycle because I had some extra laying around, and this is the gas line that I used. So this is meant to be for a motorcycle, but I feel like this is a lot more durable, a lot more sturdy than what they give you in the package. So this is what I'm going to be using. I'm just going to cut to fit how much ever I need, but this is I don't remember how much I paid, but motorcycle gas line is not very expensive since it's just tubing, rubber tubing. So let's say, another 10 bucks or something for something like this. Alright, so the simple way is I got a coat hanger, a metal one, and I cut about 2 feet of it and then just folded it in half, so about a foot on each side. I drilled 2 holes right here on the inside of the bucket, so these 2 holes, so I can feed it through. So you can just feed it through on each side, and you're gonna want to go all the way. Just like that. And then you're just gonna want to kind of bend this up in a way to where it can hold the pump. The way I had it, I believe, was something like this. And then you're gonna kind of want like 2 pieces of the coat hanger sticking up, kind of side by side, like that right there. And the reason for that is because on the bottom of this pump, there's actually 2 holes right here, side to side, from the inlet, and that is where you're gonna put these 2 coat hanger holes. I need to adjust this one a little bit. Alright, so once you get your pump hooked up onto the coat hanger itself, you're going to want to create have a loop on the inside and kind of bend it down slightly. And what this is going to do is when you put in your bowl and you apply downward pressure, it should bring that pump up and then keep it in that same position. And honestly, the reason why I've gone with the coat hanger, it kind of looks ugly if I'm being honest, but it makes it easier for disassembly, as I can just pull this pump off and pretty much disassemble, break it down like that. The only thing is this coat hanger is going to stay there from when I'm camping, but I can always bend it back into place and change it up, make it go down flat, any other way like that. Nothing's kind of bolted in to where I have to unbolt it to break it down. So so far this is the simplest way I've done it, so I'm sure you can find a better way or create your own little thing with it and make it how you want it. So that's how I have it. Okay, if I take the bowl out, pump goes down, put the bowl back in, pump gets realigned upright, and ready to go. Alright, so next thing you want to do is get your tubing that you're going to be using for this pump, and you're going to kind of want to measure out the distance from the bottom of the pump to the bottom of this bucket. This bottom bucket is going to be your reservoir for your water. So you could fill up this whole 5-gallon bucket, have 5 gallons of water, but you just want to make sure your hose is at the complete bottom of it so that it can suck up water all the way from down here. So this is going to be your reservoir of your fresh water, and as your bowl's draining the dirty old water, this bucket is what's going to retain that old dirty water. So you're going to have 2 buckets, one for old water and one for new water or fresh water. But you're just going to want to measure out this tubing and have it pretty much touch the bottom of the bottom bucket. So, and always cut a little bit more than you think you need. So we're going to cut about that much right there, and we'll be back. And what you're going to want to do next is cut a hole somewhere in this area, right where the bucket does not, the top bucket doesn't interfere with the bottom of the lid. and this is where your hose is gonna go. And it kind of doesn't matter which area you cut the hole in, because you can always turn this lid somewhere else. So I'm gonna cut about right here. And you want the hole just a little bit bigger than the hose that you're using, just so it doesn't create a vacuum inside the bucket. So just like that. The hose is a little bit loose, so that is perfect. But like I said, you want to cut it a little bit bigger than the hose so that a vacuum isn't created as the pump's sucking out water. Alright, so now that you got your pump set up, your buckets stacked on top of each other, you're just going to want to put this on the inlet of the pump. Just like that. And then put the tubing inside of the bottom of the bucket. Just like that. So you have your line down here. It's going to suck water from this bucket and then out of the pump. And I'll show you how it looks. Alright, so there it is, the whole setup. This thing's not super tall, so it is about 29 and a half inches. So not super tall, but this thing works. And you can add little things that you want to it. Like this soap dispenser that I bought on Amazon. Came with a bracket. It just 3M taped onto here, and then you can fill this up with dish soap or hand soap, whatever you prefer. But the nice thing, or my favorite thing about this, is I can collapse this whole thing and kind of make it the size of one bucket. So let me show you that real quick. Let's say you're gonna go camping and you want to take this with you. You take this bowl off, set this bucket behind here, and you're gonna use this bottom bucket, your reservoir, kind of like a storage. Just make sure it's dry so you don't damage your pump or anything that you put in here. Sponges, soap, whatever you want, stuff like that. And then you're gonna want to put this bucket into this one, just like that. You can put your bowl back down, and then this handle will actually, oh, that broke. This handle will actually lock into place and then hold that bowl down. You can put that cover on there, and then you can lift up the whole thing just like that. So, you know, it's about the size of one bucket. So pretty easy to grab, to maneuver, and super easy to break down. Again, this is the size of it, fully collapsed. Just keep in mind, the top bucket, you can put any attachments on the outside. It's just gonna make it a little bit more bulkier. The reservoir, the bottom bucket, is what you don't want to put anything onto, just so you can slide it into the top bucket and then be able to carry it just like this. So fully movable. I just keep my hanger in there. If you wanted to, like I said, you can bend this down, bend it away, up to you, but this is about how much space it's going to take. So depending how much attachments you put on the outside. What I like about this too is that the buckets are pretty cheap to buy and easy to replace. The only thing is, if you were to replace this top bucket, you would have to drill holes for the hanger again, or also put it, you know, remove this and then put new 3M tape to be able to add this to the side of your next bucket. So if you keep it in a garage or keep it in a cool place, then you should be fine. You shouldn't have to replace it very often. But this one I did have out in the sun quite a bit, so it is kind of falling apart. But that's on me. That's my fault. So just like this hole right here too, kind of messed up a little bit, but all I would have to do is buy another bucket and maybe just keep it in a cooler place. But I do live in Arizona, so it is super hot out here, and the sun does get just damage some stuff, some plastics. But now we're just gonna put it in use. I'm gonna fill up the bottom bucket and then show you how it works. Just filling up the bottom bucket. We're gonna just put it full of fresh water, and then put this sink back together. Got some plastics in here, so I totally forgot to rinse this out first. Put a top lid on. Just carry this over. All right, and there it is. Once you get this thing filled up of all dirty water, then you can properly dispose of it, and then it'll be ready to be filled up again. But if you need to fill up the bottom one, just take the lid off and fill it up with your fresh water. I've used this camping, so it was nice the last time I took it. We had a big group of people, and this is how we washed our dishes. And the campsite did have somewhere you could fill up water. As long as it's maintained, they should have one. But super nice. I'm be using this in the garage for now, just to wash my hands for when I get them all greasy or oily before I walk inside the house. So this is what I'm be using. I'm gonna be setting this up in the little shop I have. And this is pretty much it. All in all, I probably spent around, let's say around $40 for everything included in this. To me, that's not bad, as you can buy like pre-made ones or different design ones for, you know, over $100 or something like that. So something I made with ideas that I've gotten online, and I've kind of put it together on my own. But I guess the way I've kind of put it together is the way I've liked it, because it's so compact. You can break it pretty much down all the way into one bucket, or the size of one bucket, and it's easy to carry, and it's easy to load. It doesn't take up much space. But yeah, I mean, if you have better ideas or you come up with your own, making it better, have ideas on how to make this better or anything like that, just put it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this, and like and subscribe. So I'm Mousy, and I'm out.